5G is something I know you have invested a lot in. It's something we've been talking about for a while. But the fact that you have to hold back in this 10% of the market that is near those airports, have you set a deadline with the FAA or with airlines when you said, guys, we're going to launch in a month? This is just, we're turning it on fully in a month. Do you have a sense of when this will be fully resolved?
So first of all, we have done this voluntary because we also believe it's important that all this airline industry and FAA really understand and do the right things, because we all are flying. I'm flying, my family is flying, so we want this to be in the right way. I have the assurance from the highest level on the White House. This is the main priority for them to sort out. I am dedicating my technology people to do it. But again, it's a small portion of the network. I think the more important is that the rest of the network is now turned on, and wherever you are, I mean, in those 1,700 cities today, you're actually getting the 5G ultra wideband from Verizon, which is a game changer.
Yeah, and it sounds like you don't have a clear sense of when that final 10% will turn on. But I'm wondering more broadly, Hans, you know, this is something that Verizon has invested so much in. It's something that you've been working towards this launch. I know you've had to delay it as part of these conversations with the FAA. But are you concerned that the delays and all the headlines about airline safety could hamper consumer interest in upgrading to 5G?
No, I think that the consumers hopefully understand that we're taking this extremely seriously, and that's why we have delayed our launch, and that's why we not power up some of the few radio-based stations close to the airports today. So I think that the consumers should understand that we are taking this equally serious as anyone. And as I said, I mean, we're all are flying, and we want to see that the authorities on that side feel really safe about this. But remember, these frequencies are used in more than 40 countries where aircraft are landing every day today. So it's a matter of time just to work this through.
Hey, Hans, it's Becky. You know, we heard earlier today from a former airline CEO who was just saying that part of the reason, because I was confused by that, too. We've heard about that, how this has been rolled out in other countries and there hasn't been a problem. He was saying that the technology is a little different, that it's stronger, that it's on a slightly different part of the bandwidth. Couple of questions. Is this a question of time, or is this a question of technology? Is it going to be just a matter of time and sure everything's okay because there's not these technological problems? And second of all, do you want your money back from the FCC? What did you guys spend, like $45 billion on this spectrum?
So first of all, I mean, it's time. I mean, technology, I mean, it's the same frequencies all around the place. And of course, the experts need to discuss this rather than people like me that are doing this check between the frequencies. But remember, before this spectrum was auctioned, it was enormous work to review and do analysis of this spectrum. So it's not like this hasn't been done before. So that's one. When it comes to getting money back from the government, that's nothing we haven't been discussing at the moment. We have a good collaboration with all the involved parties, including the White House, to see that this is cleared out. So I have very high hopes that this is not going to be an issue for a long time.
Hey, Hans, you personally, how would you feel about...
Hey.
How are you? It's Andrew. How would you feel personally about flying an airplane near one of these towers right now?
Very good.
And what do you tell your friends in the airline business?
No, as said, we have our collaboration. We have different type of speeds on how we're reviewing technology, and they are a big industry. There are many people that need to do it, so we just need to take the time so they feel good about the technology and all of that, and that's happening. And of course, FCC is involved, and FAA is involved, and all my technicians are involved because that's where the discussion is happening. So that's what's happening, and the collaboration is good.
But can you go 30,000 feet for us, not to use an airline phrase, and explain how we even got here, given what seemed to, you'd think everybody would have known for as long as we have, and here we are in this sort of very unusual spot?
It's a great question, but I don't think you should ask me. I think you should ask them how we got there. So I don't know. For us, I think we have done everything right. We bought the spectrum. There's been extensive research on the spectrum before it was auctioned out.
You must have a view. You must have a view of what's happened inside the FAA and inside these airlines. You were in. By the way, the cell phone business was in a big battle for years with airlines and FAA over whether you could even use your phone while the plane was taxiing, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember that. No, it's not for me to have any opinions about things that I don't really exactly know what's happening. So I'll leave that to the ones on that side to respond to that question. It's a good question.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.